So basically, the only detail of Lee's story that remained consistent was the fact that he had the only detail of Lee's story that ended up remaining consistent was that he contracted at a New Year's Eve party, and he had been exposed by a teacher there, and for weeks afterwards, once he was diagnosed, he had tried to contact the teacher, and the teacher was clearly dodging him, and he was never able to make contact. As far as when that changed, when he contracted, when that New Year's Eve party with that teacher was, that changed quite a bit, and even changed again recently. So initially, when Lee was revealing all of this to me, this was in May of 2017, and he was insinuating that this had happened to him fairly recently, insinuating the 2016 to 2017 New Year holiday, as that's when the party was. Then, so he told me that on a Sunday night. By Tuesday night, the story had morphed a few more times, rolling back to the 2016-2015 holiday, and seeming again to roll back to the 2014-2015 holiday. And I stopped him at that point to confirm, is that the specific year? Because he and I had briefly dated in 2013 and had as I've mentioned, a ethically murky little one-night stand in 2014, and so that would mean that if he had done anything prior to that, he would have done so while exposing me, because we were sexually active during those time periods, 2013 to 2014. And he specified that it was after he and I had been together. Okay? My trouble with that is recently, when I was looking for another piece of evidence to document actually the murky one-night stand from 2014 showing we were together that day on Twitter, I was going back through his Twitter feed, and I found some old Instagram posts, one from 2014 to 2015 from New Year's Eve, during which is the night he was supposedly at this party with some teacher. Instead, he was at home alone with his dog Theo. Now, I thought, okay, maybe it was the prior year, which would still mean he had exposed me again during our one-night stand, but not when we had dated. And once we were sexually active more than once. And so I looked back on his timeline, and then that New Year's, which would have been New Year's 2013 turning to 2014, he appeared to be visiting Michigan, as he had a post of Theo playing in the snow. He appeared to be visiting his home in Michigan, his family. So that leads me to the prior year, 2012, New Year's Eve. Before I even knew Lee, nearly a year before I knew Lee, he does appear to be at a New Year's Eve party with his friend Kaylee, and whom I've met, and another girl who I don't know. And I believe that either that was the night or it was a prior occasion, and his social media only goes back to 2012. So I don't have a way for sure of knowing, but I do know that his year of contraction has changed multiple times. point could be as early as 2012. It can't be any time after that. But again, I don't know because his story has changed so much. So I truly don't know. I'm just worried about other people.